Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Robin's Nest. First and foremost, I want to say congratulations, if I could speak, to Samantha Tan. If you don't know who Samantha Tan is, she races in the GT. I don't know what it's called now. It was called Fanatec for the longest. Now Fanatec's gone, and now it's some word salad. But it's the GT3 series that races on every continent. She runs BMW. She owns that BMW, actually. She's really good. Samantha, to me, is, everyone always wants everyone's always clamoring for a woman to be successful in motorsports, and there you have it. She's really good. She can hang with the men. She can beat the men. I think, in my personal opinion, I think it's high time for Samantha to move up, move over to IMSA and start running some prototypes. Maybe I don't know if she has the means or whatever to own her own team, but you can do LMP2. That's not near as crazy as the hypercar category, whatever it's called nowadays. They change it every time you turn around, so it's kind of difficult to keep track of the name of it. But I think she'd be really good. Like I said, she's a successful woman in motorsports. That to me is awesome. That is awesome. It proves that it can be done. It can be done. You just don't need to rush it. Most of the time these women come into motorsports, and the sanctioning bodies try to force them up the ladder before they're ready, and they end up, fizzling out. Look at what happened, or what is currently happening with Toni Breidinger. I don't have anything personal against the girl, but when they announced that she was going to run for Tricon in the truck series, I mean, you didn't have to be a rocket scientist to know that wasn't going to go over well. I mean, she's been in ARCA. She had been in ARCA for several years with one of the best teams in the series, and she had not won a race. Again, nothing against her. It's just a fact. She hadn't done anything in ARCA that proved, to me, my personal opinion, that she was ready for trucks. I think her results in the truck series thus far backs that up. She's with Tricon. That team is with Corey Haim, is one of the best teams in the garage. I mean, Corey, if he hadn't have had bad luck, he probably would have won every race this season so far. It's just how it is. But I don't know. My point is it's cool to see Samantha running up front, winning races. I don't know how she did today. Didn't have a chance to check out the race. Got a lot going on. But nevertheless, pretty awesome to see. I'm going to put her X information in the description. That way that you guys can follow her team, I should say, on X. They put content out there pretty regularly, so you can keep up with them. Cool to see. Just cool. Anyways, if you enjoy listening to me talk about motorsports, cars, or anything else I feel like talking about, make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, turn on notifications. If you're interested in diecast cars, t-shirts, hats, auto parts, anything like that, check out our eBay. The link is in the description as well. Also follow us on Facebook, or follow me on Facebook and X. I post motorsports content all day. All different kinds, NASCAR, WRC, sports cars, whatever I'm feeling at that particular moment. Supercross, motocross, all that stuff. So links for all that stuff is in the description. Check it out. Without further ado, let's get to the rest of the video. So I don't know if everyone saw the Xfinity race last night. I'm sure you did, but I don't know how I feel about the result. I mean, it's cool that Parker won. Parker Kligerman won. He he's screwed out of 2 wins so far in Xfinity at Charlotte. I believe it was last year, and then trucks at Daytona. The truck deal was so egregious on the sanctioning body's part. The story that the Henderson team came out and told later on about what the tech officials did is just so ridiculous, and just blatantly obvious that they were trying to give that win to a Toyota. Not only that, a Toyota driver and team who's going to run full-time and be playoff eligible. Parker was going to be part-time and not playoff eligible. So obviously they didn't want that, and they did what they did. So Connor Zilic got hurt at Watkins Glen, fell off his car. Everyone's seen that. He comes back last night, Daytona, with Dale Jr., his first race back. He gets out of the car after like 20 laps. Parker jumps in, and Parker goes out there and wins the race, which, it's funny, I had tweeted probably about an hour before the race, an hour and a half, something like that, that Connor was going to win the race. And I was right, because yes, Parker was driving the car, but Connor gets credit for the win since he started the race. So yet again, I mean, Parker technically won, but he's not going to get credit for it, technically, on the books, the record books. But, it was so blatantly obvious that he was going to win. I mean, they started from the time that race coverage started, before they even started the race, the CW, all they talked about all night was the 88 car. That is basically it. Every once in a while, they would cover the guys running up front because the 88 was running in the back for the most part. But that's literally all they talked about. There was a rain delay, and I mean, I think they talked about one or two other cars for like 5 seconds. The rest of the time, it was the 88 car. So like, I turned to my wife like 10 minutes, 15 minutes into the race, and I told her, I was like, that 88 car is going to win, obviously. They wouldn't be talking about him as much as they are. I mean, I'm not saying that there was any cheating going on, but it's NASCAR in 2025, so I don't know what to believe anymore. The Steves, Jim, and Ben, I've made it clear on this channel a million times. If you've seen any of my videos, you've heard me say this because I've said it till I'm blue in the face, but they don't care about the actual racing. They care about the show, the entertainment value, the storylines. The racing is way off in the distance on their priority list. Evidence of that is the next gen card that's been awful for 3 or 4 years now, and they've made zero attempt to fix it. And they come out and they say, well, we're going to add more horsepower, but next year and only on short tracks, but we're still trying to figure that out. They just don't care, and I don't know how more blatantly obvious they can make it. And it's, it sucks, but it's where we're at. I mean, unless something drastic changes with the leadership or the ownership of the series, it's going to remain this way. So, to me, it sucks seeing something like that last night and not knowing what to believe. You know what I mean? Like, not knowing. It's just like when Connor won Pocono a couple weeks ago. Dale Jr. was, or a couple months ago, however long it was, but Dale Jr. was the stand-in crew chief. First time he's ever been a crew chief. And Connor wins the race. Or it's kind of like Mexico, where Daniel Suarez is the only Mexican driver in the field in a backup car. A backup car, they had to get turned around so fast that they didn't even have time to wrap it. So it's just a plain black car. And when you know it, Suarez wins the race. Mexico. And then drives off into the grass, completely cuts a corner. NASCAR doesn't do anything about it. Totally legit. Whatever. It's stuff like that. It just ruins the, I don't know, legitimacy, I guess is the best way to put it. And it's just, I hate it. I hate it. I hate seeing it. And, there's a lot of people that will see what happens in NASCAR and they will just say, well, yeah, I guess it's just how it is, just racing, and never question what they're looking at and what they're seeing. The whole deal with Parker at Daytona in February was so blatantly obvious. When you have crew members, team owners, drivers, stuff coming out and saying, this is what was happening in tech. This is wrong. This shouldn't have happened. Yet NASCAR says, what? What are you talking about? We don't see nothing. What, they told you to do what? No. Nope, I don't think they would do that. So Corey Haim's a winner. Come on, man. Come on. They're slapping us in the face all the time, and people are just refusing to acknowledge it. But I will say this. If there was no funny business going on this weekend, if it was all 100% legitimate, then, well, I'll tell you a story. and I'd posted about this before, but I'll just say it again. Lewis Hamilton during COVID came down with COVID, and I believe it was maybe Qatar or maybe Bahrain. I can't remember. It was one of those races. He had to sit out. So George Russell filled in for him. George at the time was driving for Williams. And George showed up and was like the fastest guy in town. Should have won that race. He would have won that race had Mercedes not screwed up on a pit stop, which it could have been a deliberate screw up on their part to keep him from winning so it wouldn't look bad on Lewis. I don't know. That was part of the rumor that was going around. Make up your own mind on that. But regardless, he ended up not winning. But since he just showed up and jumped in that car and was just as fast as anybody else, and he was faster than Valtteri, his teammate, everyone started saying, well, you know, maybe Lewis's success in Formula One was down to the car and not Lewis himself. I don't personally believe that. I mean, maybe that had something to do with it, obviously. You know, if you have the best car, if you're winning races, you obviously have the best car. But I remember back, you know, I think 2007 was Lewis's rookie year. 2007, 2008, 2009, when he was with McLaren, there were several times where they didn't have the best car, and he would still end up winning races. So I don't think that's the case. But if you look at Connor jumping out of his car, and then a guy who runs part-time, who's a full-time commentator, jumps in the car and wins straight out of the gate, well, I mean, the argument can be made that 88 car is just that much faster than everyone else. And if that's the case, how much of what has been happening with Connor winning 6 races is down to his ability versus how fast the car is? And I'm not saying that he doesn't have the ability and he's not talented. Obviously he is. But it's the same argument that people were making during Formula One when that situation had happened. So is he ready for Cup? It's not a secret. I think everyone knows that Suarez is being dropped from Trackhouse to make room for Connor next year. Is he legitimately ready for that? I personally don't think so. I don't think anyone's ready for 1 year in Xfinity and then move straight up into Cup. It's never really worked out. Maybe 1 or 2 random, rare cases. Overall, though, it doesn't really work out. Cup is a different game than Xfinity. 100%. It's a deeper series. There's more competition. It's just totally different. I don't know. I guess we'll see, but you know, I hope the kid does good. I hope he does. Now, who's going to be in the 88 now? You know, the argument was being made that Suarez should take his place. Maybe Parker should. I don't know. Also, Hayden Deegan is going to 450s. Finally. I've been waiting for this. I want to see him on a 450. I want to see if he's as good on a 450 as he is on a 250. You know, on 250 he's the best. Is he going to be that good on a 450? Might be a learning curve. He might, but he'd probably be pretty good. Will he be Jet Lawrence good? Jury's still out on that one. I guess just like with Connor, we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, if you enjoy listening to me ramble about motorsports, cars, anything else I feel like talking about, make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, turn on notifications. If you're interested in diecast cars, t-shirts, hats, auto parts, check out our eBay. The link is in the description. Follow us on Facebook and X for more motorsports content. Post on there all day, every day, on both of them. So, the link for those are in the description as well. Thanks for watching. Until next time, we'll see you. God bless. Peace.